So in the span of 1 week, I reached 2,000 subscribers, hit 1 million views on my channel, and I started making money off of YouTube, and I moved homes all in the same week. Let's talk about that. Also, give it up for the $20 microphone that is making an appearance yet again. I think it's been a couple years since I recorded a video with this. Now that we're at my parents' house, which is where we moved to, I feel like the sound in the rooms is very good, like very good privacy. Noise doesn't travel all that much, but my daughter is taking a nap in the next room over, and I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not taking any risks, so we're pulling out the little microphone and we're getting a little ASMR with it today because I have a lot to talk about and I really want to talk to you guys. It definitely is not because the Wi-Fi has been out all day today and I have nothing to watch my YouTube videos or I have nothing to edit right now. That's definitely not the reason why I'm talking to you guys. It's because I wanted to. Definitely that did not motivate me at all. But yes, what I said at the beginning is true. We reached 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I think 1 million views on the channel overall, and started making money off of ads on this channel, which is awesome. And it all happened the week of the move, the big move. It's just been a lot to comprehend and to sit with. I think I was gonna wait until that first check, that first direct deposit hit my checking account before I wanted to talk about it and get my thoughts with it, but it's a slow process, guys. Like it's gonna be almost a month since we started making money off of ads and all of that has been adding up, but it's a very slow process. They had to send a letter to my house and I had to send in a code, but I'm still haven't received money from it yet because I think they only check once a month to see if I reached the threshold to get money. So I think I have to wait until the end of October for them to check again to see if I'm eligible to receive a check, even though September I was, but it was just slow. The process is just very slow, guys. I've never watched a YouTuber from these beginnings, so I've never seen another YouTuber talk about how slow the process is to like actually start getting to receive that money that you've been earning. I don't know, but I feel like everybody who starts making taking YouTube seriously, they do want to eventually start making money from it. So this has just been my experience with it. It all happened so fast. Like I said, it was literally the week of the move, which I guess the elephant in the room is the short that I made of a clip from my evening routine with Marceline, my daughter, and my husband. Obviously, it was just a clip that I made into a short of the video where we took her helmet off for our evening routine because it was like a month after we got her first helmet and I wanted to make an evening routine video, and so then I made a clip from that and I made it to a short. And at this recording, let's say it probably has almost 1.5 million, so 1.5 million views. Isn't that crazy how that works? Like how insane that is. And again, I haven't talked about it yet because even though that was like over a month ago that it started blowing up, because I kind of didn't want to jinx it. But these things are so fickle. It's like I felt like the moment I talked about it, the moment I addressed it, the views were gonna stop. And so I was like, no, I wanted to keep doing good, so I'll just pretend that this is normal and I'll just keep uploading like it's normal and I'll focus on the move like I meant to. Maybe it'll fizzle out eventually and then I could be like, hey guys, wasn't that crazy that I had a short of me taking the helmet off my baby for the night and it got over 1 million views? Wasn't that crazy? But no, it's still happening. And you probably knew, and you've probably found me because of that short. So hello, I'm Ramita, the mom that had a baby that needed 2 helmets a year ago, and I made a video about it. Or actually I made a couple of videos about the helmet, which you can go check out because a lot of people are still commenting today being like, why does she need a helmet, why does she need a helmet? And I felt like I addressed it in the comments, and I made multiple videos about the helmet, and I'm still getting comments about it being like, why does she need the helmet? She had a crooked head and the helmet helped her get to a more rounder head. that's the summary, I guess. If you're still wondering, if you don't know and you stick around. It's just funny to laugh about because it literally has 1,000 comments. I think by now, I think like 1,000 comments, which is insane, and like almost 50,000 likes. I have no idea. I can't even fathom these numbers that like literally my channel has doubled, this past month because of the short, and yeah, now I'm eligible to get AdSense because of it. That's just crazy. And I've moved. I'm in a different house instead of my apartment that I've, started my YouTube channel in, was that apartment, and now I'm over here at my parents' house now, which again, I did a whole video talking about that and a whole reason why we're here. Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm not getting a bunch of money from these videos now, so you're not like, oh my gosh, I'm an overnight success because of one short. Like, no. Yeah, we're at 2,000 subscribers, and that's awesome, and thank you so much for joining in and for sticking around. I've uploaded hundreds of videos by this point, and it is great to see, all that hard work. Because it's like, oh, now new eyes are seeing me and my channel, and they get to go and be like, oh, she has, 2, almost 3 years worth of videos, and you get to check them out now and watch, Marceline grow up, if that's what you want to stick around for, and me and my stuff. It's just really nice seeing that recognition. Like, I wanted to wait until, I got the money from the videos, but I think, honestly, guys, like, saying this now, we're early October right now. I think we're probably gonna hit 3,000 subscribers by the time that I get that first check for YouTube, which is so crazy because I was like just over a little over like 1,000 when all this started. Well, yeah, just thank you. When that deposit does hit, I guess I could talk more about that if you're interested in how all of this works. But yeah, it's really cool. Now I think I can tell people that I do this, now I upload YouTube videos now that I'm starting to make some money from it, which is just awesome. Thank you guys for watching and having to deal with ads now. I'm very sorry. And I do have my pumpkin coffee today. This is one that I had here at home because, again, I'm still trying to save money, so I'm trying not to go to like Starbucks and get all of the pumpkin cream cold brew like all the time. I'm still trying to save money. So I made this at home. Is it as good as a pumpkin cream cold brew? No. But it's still good, and I'll have it today to as a little pick-me-up. Thank you very much. But speaking of the move, I think I did like a little update, I think, in my last like everyday, fun times vlog. I think it was like the first week that we were here, so I was just like, oh, let me just like give my overall thoughts, because like in the middle of the vlog, the vlog started at the apartment and then ended here at the house, so it's like, okay, I feel like I need to address it, the transition. But no, it's been overall very, very good. I think it's only been a couple weeks by the time that I'm talking about it now, but I've been so busy, I haven't sat to talk about it. And yeah, I think living here is going a lot better than I think I had my worries, I think, back in, I guess, the original video where I talked about the move. Yeah, from room to room, like, this house is very big. I think I've said that before, but it is a very big house. We could all comfortably live here, and Marceline's getting used to it. It's like such a trek just going from one house to the other. It's like or one room to another. It's like you forget something and you have to like go all the way back and grab it and then bring it back and stuff. So we're not used to living in such a big home, and Marceline she's having a great old time. I think I mentioned it before, but yeah, I think at first she was just thinking that, oh, we're just sleeping over at Nana Tata's house, like, and I think now it's been a couple weeks, it's more settling in that, oh, this is our new normal, living with Nana Tata now, because she's been very clingy to me. Like, she's been glued to me, basically. I think for a couple days, she only wanted mama, and would not let me go, which was getting a little out of hand at some point. It was like, okay, like, I need to put you down now, sort of thing. And what's good about, we have everybody here at this house. We have my parents, and Christian. They can try to help the situation when stuff gets really bad. The other day, like, she threw this big, huge fit in the car while we were trying to leave Chaos Theory, the art show. and I just couldn't do it. Like I was at my like breaking point almost, and so I was able to like hand her off to my parents so I could gather myself for a second, and then I could take her back and comfort her and relax her. But I just needed that little bit. And if we were at our teeny tiny little apartment over in Peoria, and it was just Christian, who was also suffering with me at the same time in our teeny tiny little apartment, then there's not much space for me to, be away from her, because the place is like much smaller. But here, we have my parents who can help, and the house is nice and big that I can like step away. So just like we're already like seeing the benefits of living here. And plus, I love my parents. I do. And they cook amazing food, way better than what I was cooking for us and my parents with Christian. And it was just the three of us at the apartment. So it's like we're eating really good. Like the food, like they actually cook and like the food is just so good. We even had my mother-in-law Renee come over a couple times to eat with us, and it's just great. That's another amazing thing. Oh, and the cats are doing well too. I think in my last update I said that they were, they adjusted really well, but then there was the renovations. But now they're back to their regular selves. Even Bailey, teeny tiny little Bailey, she's coming out at her regular times again, and being nice and comfortable. I think they really like this place because it is so big, so they can hide away, and not everything is like so loud and so small and so compact when anyone does anything. Because like I'm at the old apartment, the floor foundation was like not very good. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know building terminology, but like it felt like I'm not a big person, like I am fairly petite, 5'2", and like if I was just walking around in the apartment, you can feel the reverberations of every step, and I don't feel like that's normal. That should not be normal. And so I think that really freaked the cats out a bit. Like if anyone walked around with any sort of purpose and weren't like tiptoeing it delicately, because I think in that old apartment, I think I was walking quieter to like make up for it. Well, here we're on the ground floor. Like this is like the only thing under us is like the foundation of the house. So the Marceline, she can just run everywhere, and it's normal, and it's not like the world, it's like a freaking earthquake. That I bet the cats are loving that. And I think I was a little afraid how they were gonna interact with Jake, my parents' dog. He's a senior dog, very old, like over 16 years old, I think, at least. They're pretty sure. He's got a diaper, and he's fur and bones. No, they're like totally fine. I think Bailey's a little skittish of him, but she's like skittish of everyone. And like Coffee is trying to like say hello to him and like rub up against him, like the little cat hello that he's trying to do. And Jake's just like, whoa, like he barely even recognizes that he's there. So it's like, oh, like this is fine. Like this is probably the best outcome was just cats and dogs just coexisting in the same house, like little roommates. And yeah, they're doing great. Yeah, so that's the good news about the move. I guess some bad news was just the other adulting things, not to sound millennial, but like just the paperwork sort of side of moving, which was like, I think I briefly mentioned it, that we had a problem with the storage unit. The more details of that is that they won't let you get a storage unit unless you're getting it like to start to rent that day. So there was no point in getting a storage unit weeks in advance before we were actually going to put stuff in it. The plan was the day of the move that we scheduled, we were going to have movers come get all the stuff from the apartment, like all of it, and put some stuff in the storage unit, and then end it with putting the rest of the stuff here in the house. So that was the plan. Like just to do it all in one day, so we only have to pay these guys one day to do it. Some people thought that, some of my family thought that, because we're moving into my parents' house where we were accessing this place all the time, that we were gonna slowly move over stuff just ourselves, like maybe weekly, fill up a car, bring stuff over. I didn't want to do that because at the apartment, we're on the 3rd floor. So bringing anything down 2 flights of stairs is just awful. So I rather pay a couple strong men to do it all in one day than for me to do it weekly and then it just be finished by the same time anyway. So that was my understanding, was like, if I'm gonna pay these guys to do it, I'm gonna just do it. So that was the plan. And so we're like, okay, well, we don't need to get a storage unit until it's closer to the move-in day. So I think a couple of days before with the move, I think I called up the company, the storage unit company, and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna make sure that somebody will be there a couple days before I need to access it so that I can, start renting a storage unit. Because something about this place, my parents also had a storage unit there. They only have one employee. There's just one woman that works there, and sometimes she's not in, and they just work it to the bone. And so my parents were like, hey, call him up, make sure that she's gonna be there. So I was like, okay. So I called them up, and so I got directed to just like the guy that gives you the storage, like lets you start renting the storage units. And I was like, hi, will this office be open, on this day? And then he's like, oh, that's not my job, I'm just here to give you a storage unit. But he's telling me, he's like, oh, like somebody doesn't need to be there for you to access your storage unit. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just email you a code to unlock the lock, and then you can access your storage unit like that day, like you don't have to see anyone. I was like, oh, that sounds great, I'll just start renting it now because it's a couple days before. And he's like, okay. So I gave him all my information. We started. He gave me the storage unit number. And so 2 days before the move, which I thought, I was doing it all fine. The guy told me, he's like, oh, nobody has to be there. So 2 days before the move, my husband and I go down there to put our new lock on the storage unit and make sure that, we could see it and we know where to go. And we go down there, and the lock is a lock that needs a key, not a code. The guy on the phone told me that they were going to email me a code and I could just take it off and probably drop it off at the office. So it's 2 days before the move, and we can't access our storage unit, and the office is closed the following 2 days. So we're moving on a Monday. This was Saturday, and the office is closed Sunday, Monday. So no one's going to be there until the day after the move. So I'm like, shoot, my first thought was like, shoot, I'm going to have to tell the movers, okay, forget the storage unit. We have to dump everything at my parents' house, and I'm going to have to pay you to come back another day to get the storage unit stuff and take it to the storage unit. So I'm going to have to pay double for these movers. So I was like, shoot. And then my dad, I think it was my dad, well, one of my parents, was like, wait a minute, we have 2 storage units at that storage unit place. We can just push some stuff, we can just make room, push some stuff, against the walls, and then when you're moving, you're sending the guys, down there, you just put your stuff in our storage units, and then another day you can have access to yours. And I was like, it was a brilliant idea. That's what we ended up doing, was that we just ended up schmoozing some of my parents' storage units, because they had one small one, and then they realized they needed a bigger one. They got a bigger one, which was like more empty. So we ended up cramming all of our storage unit stuff into theirs. So thank goodness my parents already had a storage unit at that place, or else we'd have been screwed. So that was that whole thing. I don't know what the moral of the story is, because the guy on the phone told me that I didn't need to see anybody. But just because that storage unit place was working that lady to the bone, and I just so happened to move on a Monday instead of a Tuesday, we were just effed, to say the least. So I don't know, it feels like my hair is falling out. All of my nails have broken off. I think from the stress and from the move. Like, you should see how gross my shower is. I just like, whoop, all my hair is just coming out. It's because of stuff like that. And that's not even the end of it. If you want me to keep going, here at the house, where I'm in my bedroom right now, my husband and I's bedroom, we don't have a closet. It's just like an open space, and my mom put a dresser in here. Something about, there was a water leak, because on the side of this wall there's like the washer dryer. There was a water leak, I think, for the water heater, and all this had to be gutted. So since we don't have a closet, the whole thing is gutted. My mom thought it'd be a good idea to get some closet making people to make a new closet for us, and have me help design it, because this is gonna be my room. It's gonna be Christian and I's room for the foreseeable future. Plus, this is my parents' house, so it's in the family. Like, this is our home. So it's like, oh, we might as well, make sure this place actually has a closet. So I was like, yeah, sure, that's a good idea. So in September, we designed the closet with a designer. I got to pick out the whole thing, and I even have like a vanity included in it, because I was like, where am I gonna do my makeup like here at the house? So yeah, we designed the whole thing in September, and then they're not gonna be able to come in and build it till November. So we moved over here end of September, and we are not gonna have a closet until November. Like middle of November, I think it will be finished. So my clothes have kind of been in a limbo situation because we have like I have some drawers to put some clothes, but a lot of my clothes are still like all packed up from the move. Oh, that's actually one of the reasons why I'm wearing a dress today, is because I had like a couple formal things coming up. I want to make sure at least I had dresses, so like I made sure to like make sure my dresses were okay. So I was like, okay, what do I wear today? Okay, let me put on this little number. So we're not gonna have a closet till November. Oh, also another thing that my husband and I thought was gonna be a good idea for the move was to get a new bed. This is a queen size bed that my husband got before we were married. Maybe like 2019 he got this bed. It's fairly simple. It has a metal frame. It has wheels. It's on wheels for some reason. I don't know why. It's on wheels. So it's very basic. It's got very basic mattress, very basic like board thing. And so with the move coming up, this is over the summer basically, I was like, hey, let's get a new bed. Be in this house, we're not gonna be paying, our crazy rent over here. Let's invest in a new bed, for us. I think a king size bed, before you judge me, you're probably thinking, Armida, you and your husband are fairly small people. Why do you need a king size bed? Well, I'm gonna tell you, so don't judge me already. A queen size bed, this is fine, for two, adults to sleep in. But sometimes, Marceline has a nightmare and she gets up, she's screaming in the middle of the night, and we have to comfort her. And so a lot of that ends up with her sleeping with us in this bed. I think I could say that because like she's almost gonna be 2. We're just talking more recent. Yeah, screaming, having nightmares. And so having a toddler with two adult humans, just adults, Armida. Why do you guys say humans? It gets really uncomfortable. Like I'm like sleeping like this, and I wake up the next morning like all like creaked out, and like my ears are messed up because I'm like sleeping on my side like the whole night. It's really uncomfortable. So I was like, let's take this opportunity to upgrade our bed situation, especially with a toddler that's probably gonna have more nightmares and struggle to sleep, and let's get a king size bed. So we picked out a frame, and it's actually being delivered tomorrow, so this is probably the last you'll ever see of this bed. It's a bed frame, and we picked one that goes to the floor because we have 2 cats who like to hide, and so they like to hide under our bed, specifically Bailey. I'm 90% sure Bailey is under this bed right now. This whole time I'm pretty sure Bailey's under, like probably right where I'm sitting. That's probably where she is. I don't really like that. I don't like the idea of this being the place that she hides, because I understand that cats want to go to a safe space and to hide, but I don't like the idea of them going somewhere where I can't reach and get them out. The cat experts say that like in the case of an emergency, a fire, the house is on fire, and I need to get Bailey out from under this bed. I don't know if I'll be able to do it myself. I would need somebody else's help to help corral her out from under this bed. But we got this bed before the cats, so we just had to live with it back at the apartment. We kind of just stuffed a bunch of stuff under there. That's why I always looked like a mess, to prevent them from getting too far in that we can't like grab them out. That's why. But since with the move and we knew that we're in a new bed, there's nothing under there. So Bailey's like taking this opportunity to chillax, and now that's her new hiding spot. We were like, okay, let's get a bed that goes to the floor. I think it's called a platform bed, which, when you think platforms, you think something that steps up. So I'm like, okay, I don't know why it's called a platform bed, but I think that's what it is. Where it goes to the floor. We even got one with drawers, so for some storage. Just very, like, I think, like, on each side, it has 2 drawers, so, like, boom, 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 and so I think 6 total, which I'm like, that's pretty good. We get to put some stuff in it to make up for the fact that my husband and I are gonna share just like one teeny tiny little like wall closet, while before at the apartment we had a walk-in closet, so like we're really having to downsize over here. It's plus to make up for the fact that a king size bed is gonna take up like this whole room. So so you probably think I'm crazy. You're like, Armida, you're sharing a tiny room. Why are you getting a bigger bed? So I'm like, it's an investment. Plus, this room really is only just to sleep in and to hold our clothes. That's really what it's gonna be. So that's my reasoning behind it. My whole family thinks I'm crazy for wanting a king size bed, but like when you've had to like sleep with a toddler and your husband in your queen size bed, I'm like, oh, maybe an investment piece will be worth it. Plus, eventually, when we do move out of this house, maybe our bedroom will be bigger. It'll make sense then, but now it's just like this is just our lives right now. So it'll be nice to have a nice comfortable bed. Plus, this bed isn't like amazing. One of us like moves in the bed, like it all kind of like shakes, as like one unit. I mean, I'm like a pretty heavy sleeper, apparently. I don't know, but my husband's a little bit lighter sleeper, so maybe he'll benefit from a bigger bed with a nice mattress. Like I think we're gonna get a memory foam mattress. I don't know, like whatever helps reduce like the movement and stuff on this bed. Seems pretty nice. Plus, like with like cooling technology, that's gonna be amazing. With here in Arizona, it gets so hot. Just all these like we're investing now that like we don't have to spend all this money on rent. Like we're gonna design a new closet. We're gonna get a new bed. You probably think I'm crazy. You're just like, what? You're just complaining about money. Well, my parents are, I think, ultimately gonna pay for the closet because it's their house, but the bed, this is for us, and like it'll probably when we don't have to spend rent, like I think because now it's at the beginning of October. We just recently paid our last month of rent for the apartment. After this, we don't have to spend like those crazy amount of rent, so it'll come back to us eventually. In my defense, I tried timing everything so that we were gonna get a new bed here before we moved, and that this bed was gonna go to Nana Terry, Krishna's Nana. Then it just didn't work out because like something about like the bed frame and then the mattress, both of them weren't gonna show up at the same time. So we were gonna have a bed frame but no mattress, or a mattress but no bed frame, and so we just decided just to keep this bed until everything was situated. So that just was ended up happening. That's just what ended up happening. Yeah. So it'll all make sense by Christmas. Just like the move sucks. Like it literally takes like years off of your life. I feel like the stress of moving, it does. At least that's what it feels like. Like I said, my hair is falling out. My nails are non-existent. I feel like but I think we're coming out on the other end of it. After this bed situation is dealt with and the closet is done. I think that'll be it. Like we'll be fully settled and we'll be fully comfortable here. So like, oh, you have no idea how bad I want to put up Halloween decorations, guys. But I've just been unpacking like slowly, like like every day, and we have so much stuff going on right now, and which is just like making everything so much slower. I mean, I love it. I love being busy, general sense, especially because now that I have like some help day to day with Marceline. But also, I feel bad that we still have boxes that have not been put away yet, and now that we're like settled in, we're like, okay, we're gonna have to put more stuff into storage than we originally thought. But you don't know it until it's over here, and you're like, wait a minute, like I don't need this stuff. Like we have to put this back into storage. That's just what's been happening. But no, I've been doing great. I knew I needed to sit down and do this little catch up with you guys for the fall and stuff. I have so many ideas, and we have Marceline's birthday coming up in a little bit. Like, oh my gosh, guys, like she's gonna be 2. Can you imagine? She's gonna be 2. I mean, it feels like she's already 2 because she's so tall and she talks so much. Like she feels like she's already hitting all those milestones, for being 2 years old, and everybody already thinks that she's 2. So whenever I tell them like, oh yeah, she's almost 2, they're like, what? Like they're like, no way. Like I'm like, yeah, like she talks so much. I was like, yep, this is my life. That's why I'm so glad that she's so entertaining for you guys, and she's just so lively, and I love her so much. I've been talking well enough. Oh, just so much is happening, and I'm working so hard, doing so many things, and with these videos on top of all of it, it is a lot. I'm thriving, honestly. I say as like my hair is falling out. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm thriving, guys. Like, I love it. Like, this is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Like, I can't believe we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. It's just so great. Yeah, make sure to like this video if you're proud of me and all the stuff that I've done with the move and on YouTube and stuff. And subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.